Hey guys, this is Eve with Scrapbooking with me. I have no idea what happened to the sound on the first part of this video, but we're going to make an explosion box with the drawers. And this is not my original idea. I found it on YouTube somewhere. But you're going to need a piece of paper that is 12 by 12. You're going to score at 4 and 8. Turn it, score at 4 and 8. Then you're going to come back and put it back in there, score at 6 and 7/8, turn it, score at 6 and 7/8, turn it, 6 and 7/8, turn it, 6 and 7/8. So you'll have 6 and 7/8 on all four sides, just down to that first score line. Don't score the 6 and 7/8 all the way, just score it down to that first score line. So the 4 and the 8 goes all the way down, but the 6 and 7/8 just goes down to the first score line. And you'll see what I'm talking about here in this next part. So let's see if you can see that. There, 6 and 7/8. No, you can hardly see that on here, but once I cut away, then you'll be able to see. Alright, what we're going to do now is cut up on the 6 and 7/8 score line, and we're going to take away the square and that part right there. So cut up on that score line for the 6 and 7/8, cut just as precise as you can, and then cut away so you're cutting away that 6 and 7/8 score line and that square. That's what you have right there. Let me cut this a little bit straighter. Okay, you're going to do that all the way around. So cut up on that score line and then cut away. So basically what you made that 6 and 7/8 score line for is just so that you would know where to cut this part away. Save these. You can use them for some punch outs and that kind of thing. Okay, you have something that looks like this. So we're just going to lay this aside for a moment and let me get a drink of coffee because my voice is starting to go. Now for your drawers, you're going to need 4 pieces cut at 6 1/4 by 4 3/4. This will make the drawers. And you're going to score it at 1 1/16. Now, my scoreboard doesn't have the 1/16 on it, so what I'm going to do is use my Cricut cutter, and it has the 16ths and the 8ths on there. So I'm just going to put it on that line, put it down, and score it 1 1/16. You're going to score that all the way around, 1 1/16. I've zoomed in a little bit, and I'm going to try to stay in frame so that you can see all of this. Okay, 1 1/16 on all 4 sides. And then all you need to do is just fold and burnish. And you're going to cut up on the score lines. So cut up right in the center of the score line and then just wedge out just a little bit on both sides. Then turn it one turn. I like to cut that off. Do you see me almost make that mistake? Then wedge out and then turn it, cut up, wedge out, and turn it one more time. Okay, so that is what you'll have. I hope I was in frame cutting that, but you guys know how to cut. This is just our typical little bottom of the box. So then just put some glue on your corners, on these little corner tabs. Glue it together. Just make sure that you get your corners matched up really well. I'm going to clip this off just a tiny bit. Looks like I went a little crooked when I was cutting. No, not me. Alright. So that is how you make the little boxes. Just like that. Now, I've got my 4 boxes made, and they're made out of yellow. I'm going to have some different colors on my box. You can do all these in the same color if you want. And then I just took my little 1-inch circle punch, and I just put it on one end and kind of centered it up, and then just punched out for a little pull tab. And then I also put some beautiful bling on the end to make that look like that's the little pull tab. So let's find one more piece of that to put on this one. Let's put it right there, just like that. That is that. And now you want to make your covers or your wraps for the little boxes. This little wrap right here. See how it slides down in there? So this piece is cut at 8 1/4 by 4. And what you want to score at is 2 3/4, 3 7/8, 6 5/8, and 7 3/4. And then just fold and burnish. Come on. There we go. Fold and burnish those. And then on this little tab right here, you want to put some glue or double-sided tape, whatever you want to use. And then you just need to lay that down, and then just lay that right on top with your score lines matched up. So there is your little sleeve. Now I'm going to have 2 pink and 2 blue little sleeves. You can do it all in the same color if you want to. I'm just trying not to cut up a lot of paper, so I'm using some of my scraps for this. Okay, and then you need to mat these, and the mats are cut at the mats are cut at 2 5/8 by 3 7/8. So let's make sure that's right. 2 5/8 by 3 7/8. Yes. And I used Mad for Plaid, the one with the little doggies on it. I think that's so cute. So we're going to put that on the tops of these. This is that's where it joins. So this is the top. We're going to put the place where it joins in the back. And I use this one because it's got some of all of the colors in it, I think, since I'm making mine multicolor. Now we want to go back to this piece that we cut. Go ahead and fold and burnish on the score line. and you want to mat the outside of this. So this is going to be your top up here, so you want to put this like that. Put your little doggies up. You could use whichever side you want. Mine's going to be really, really colorful. So I'm going to use a different one, a different pattern paper for the top as well. So we're going to put our little doggies right there. These are cut the same size, 2 5/8 by 3 7/8. There we go. I'm going to flip it over, and then we're going to put a mat right here, and I think I'm going to use this mat. This is just the other side of the little doggies. So this piece is cut at 3 7/8 by 3 7/8, I do believe. Yes, 3 7/8 by 3 7/8. And you could always put a solid piece down on the bottom here if you wanted to do some writing, but I'm going to put this down and then I'll probably just stamp something and put in here. So put that right in the middle. Don't go over your score lines. So now what you want to do is you want to glue this down to this. You can glue it with the box inside if you want, but to me it's easier if you just fold it like this, flatten it out, and glue it on there. To me, it just seems easier to get it straight. Just remember not to go over your score line in the middle. And remember that this is the up. Make sure your pattern is running the right way. It should glue right on there and then be like that right there. See? And as long as you don't go over your score line, it's going to fold up like it should. Okay, so let's do the rest of them. I'm going to do blue, pink, blue, pink, blue, pink. So whoops, stick your finger in it, Edith. So let's go. And it's just a little, the bottom that you're gluing to is just a little bit larger than your box. So just kind of center it in the middle, like that. So let's glue more. Okay, we need a blue one. Boy, I can't drive straight today. Oops. Did you see me drop that? Okay, center it up, press it down. Let's get some of that glue up. There we go, and one more. There we go, we've got those in. And now you can put your boxes back in there, your little drawers. Drawers back in. Okay, so there, this is how it folds up. just like that. So see, there's your little doggies. I love that different color on there. And now we just need to make a top for it. Okay, your top needs to be 6.5 by 6.5, and you're going to score at 1/4 inch all the way around. But you want to move it out just a tiny, tiny bit away from this edge right here. So just don't move it out a lot, just maybe a 1/16. See, there is that. I'm just pulling it out just a tiny bit before I score it. So right before you get to that first little score line, just pull it out right before that. So we're going to score at 1 1/4. And just hold it in that position while you score it. 1 1/4 all the way around. And go ahead and fold and burnish. And then you want to clip the corners just like you did on the little boxes. Just cut up, wedge out just a little bit. Then turn it one turn, cut up, wedge out. Now before we put this together, we're going to put some pattern paper on the top of this. So this piece for the top needs to be 3 7/8 by 3 7/8. And all of this pattern paper is still from that Mad for Plaid paper pack that I have. Now let's put this lid together. Now I'm not going to cover the sides on my box top because it's going to be up against this, and that would be a little bit too busy. But if you want to cover these sides, you just need to cut a piece 3 7/8 by 1 1/8 and cover that way. So we are ready to put the top on. So just pull those up and slide the top on there. There we go. Cute, cute, cute. And I'm going to put some more decorations on the top. Not sure what right now. But when you pull the top off, they just fall down. You could fill these up with little goodies, which is what I will be doing for our classes in Fort Worth. I'll be filling these up with goodies, so everyone who wins this will get lots of goodies as well. So there is your top, just like that. There is all of the sides. You could go ahead and cover this if you want, but I kind of like that alternating there. And let's see what we might want to put on top of it. I've had these little flowers in my stash for a while, and I think I might. And then I've got quite a few of these little leaves. I might stick that in there. Now, I just use my Nuvo drops in the, what color is this? Carnation pink. And I just put some little pink detail on the flowers. I just went around the petals and put a little bit of pink on there. Now for the leaves, I'm just using my gold Wink of Stella, and I'm just putting a little bit more gold on the edges of the leaves. They've already got a little bit on them, but I wanted them a little bit darker. There we go. And I'm going to put these down with hot glue just because I'm impatient. I don't like to wait until my other glue dries. So we're going to put that one right there. And yes, my Nuvo glitter drops is still drying, but that's fine. No problem. It'll continue to dry after I put it on here. There we go. So there is that, and that pink, and the Nuvo brings the pink out on that. And then into my bling stash again, I'm going to put this little swirl to make it look like it's coming out of the flower, and then it'll go right there in the center. Now, we could color this if we want, make it show up a little bit better. Let's see, do we want to color this? I think so, just to make it show up a little better. So let's take one of our Copic markers. This is apple green, and we'll just color these, give them a little bit of a tint. And it'll make it show up more on our little box. You could color those with any alcohol markers, just something permanent so it doesn't come off. We'll let that dry for just a second, and then we'll put it on top of our box. Okay, let's put this right back up under there, and then glue it down right there. There, that looks better, I think. So there is our box. I think that's cute. I can't wait to fill it with goodies for the person who wins this. And then all you have to do is do that, and they fall down. You could put some little something right there too if you wanted to, but I'm going to have each one of these little containers packed full of goodies, so I don't have to do that. So see, if they're standing up, they're just like that. Put your lid on. There you go. There is our sweet little box. I think that's adorable. And it was so easy to make. I mean, it took a little bit of time to make each one of those little boxes, but it's very, very easy. It's not hard at all. Alright guys, that is the tutorial for today. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. And don't forget, we will be having these classes in Fort Worth, Texas next week, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. We still have a little room left in some of the classes. I'll put that link below. I'd love to have you come over. If you can't take a class, come over and do a meet and greet. We're going to have a meet and greet where you get to meet all the teachers, ask us all questions, and that kind of thing. We would love to have you show up for that as well. That's absolutely free. Doesn't cost you anything. Okay guys, I will try to get a few videos up next week of tutorials, but most likely it will be the classes that we will be doing the most videos of. But I wanted to show you these few things today, and we will talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.